Hi, and welcome to the Washington Times Politically Unstable. I'm Kelly Sadler, and today I'm joined by Jenna McCarthy. She writes a weekly blog post on Substack called "Here's a Thought." She's also an author and, dare I say, influencer. Jenna, thank you so much for joining me today.
So happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
So one of your posts caught my eye. I'm a mother of 3 boys. It is the middle of summer and we go to the pool. They're outside all the time. And so it was evaluating how effective sunscreen is. I've been told since I've been a baby, basically, that you need to lather up before you step outside or else you'll get skin cancer. Can you kind of walk me through what your discoveries are on how effective the use of sunscreen is? I mean, it's a $12 billion industry here in the United States.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to out myself as a raging conspiracy theorist here. But pretty much everything we've been told about sunscreen turns out is a lie. There's a whole lot of PR spin going on. There was a whole lot of building up of dermatology as this life-saving industry. We're not pimple poppers. We're going to save your life from skin cancer. The reality is the deadliest skin cancer, the only truly deadly skin cancer is melanoma, which, by the way, has like a 94% survival rate if it's caught before it metastasizes, right? So yes, get your screenings and whatnot. Melanoma, not only not caused by the sun, your chances of getting it increase the more you avoid the sun. In fact, they say people who fully avoid the sun, like they're absolutely terrified with the parasol and the fully clothed, worse than smoking for your longevity. So melanomas also typically do not present in places where you get sun exposure, right? People get melanomas on the bottom of their feet. And my aunt had it in her mouth. You get it under your fingernails. So not in any way related to sun exposure. The cancers that are related to sun exposure, and nobody wants a cancer diagnosis, right? It sounds so terrible. But skin cancer, what happened is they've lumped everything under this umbrella of skin cancer. And your basal cell skin cancers and your squamous cell skin cancers, the ones that don't kill you, that you can just, have taken off with a nice quick procedure, they're never, ever, ever going to kill you. Those can be exacerbated by sun exposure. And we can talk about some of the things you can do to mitigate that. But they just really spun this whole melanoma, be terrified of deadly malignant melanoma, which you should be, but you need to get out in the sun in order to not get that one.
So with sunscreen, because I've got a 50, a 75, a 25 for my boys, depending, it's all waterproof, lasts 90 minutes. Other than preventing sunburns, which we've all had and are not fun to have, is there any benefits to them?
No, they're terrible. They're toxic. They're endocrine disruptors. They are many of them contain carcinogenic, cancer-causing ingredients. Again, this is where my conspiracy theory comes out. Like, let's encourage people to bathe in toxic fumes, right? Because we have this treatment over here that we can sell them afterwards. It's terrifying. There's nothing good about any of them. For a while, like when I started realizing this and going down all these roads, I was under the impression, okay, it's just the chemical, the terrible chemical sprays, right? That, by the way, like you, my daughters are grown, thankfully. But when they were little, like that was they grew up in Southern California. We went to the beach. We were out, on the river all the time. Okay, girls, strip down, shut your eyes, let me spray you in the face with toxic chemicals. The mind boggles. And then, I realized, and studies have come out. They're terrible. They're endocrine disruptors and they're filled with carcinogens. So, okay, we're not going to use those. We're just going to do, zinc and titanium, the physical blocks, the natural mineral blocks. Studies have found that they're finding zinc in places internally that shouldn't be there from those types of things. And like, I raised my kids, which started with the one time my one daughter drew all over her sister with a Sharpie. And I lost my mind. I and they teased me about it to this day, because I was like, girls, your skin is your body's largest organ. If you wouldn't put a Sharpie on your heart or your liver, you shouldn't put it on your skin. And my oldest daughter, when she's graduated, but when she was in college, she sent me a screenshot from an exam. It was like, your body's largest organ is. It's like, I know this because you've yelled this, all my life. So the short answer is I don't do any sunscreen at all anymore. None. Zero zip.
So when you say endocrine blocker, or explain to me and to our audience exactly what that is and how it does affect your body.
Again, so remember, your skin is your body's largest organ, right? You're going to bathe it in chemicals. They're all going to get into your bloodstream somehow. So your endocrine system, your developing system, anything that disrupts your natural processes is not good for you, right? Like even sunglasses. I don't wear sunglasses anymore. I had LASIK surgery. I have the most sensitive eyes. I used to wear sunglasses in my house because I have a very, very bright house. You can see I don't wear them. I wear them sometimes on top of my head as like a fashion thing. Will not wear them. Why? It blocks light from getting into your pineal gland, which regulates your hormone production. It's like you're telling your body we're in the dark. Your body does different things when it's exposed to sunlight than it does in the dark. Your dark is your sleep time. It's your repair time. Sun is, stimulation time, right? Get this into your body. So I don't do sunblock or sunscreen. I will do natural sunblock. So they're red raspberry oil. And it's kind of hard. People don't spend a lot of money studying stuff that they can't patent, right? So, but red raspberry is the number one oil. I mean, get it on Amazon. 25 to 50% is the SPF range. And I know that's a big range, but 25, you can stay out 25 times as long. You're solid. Carrot seed oil, I think that's like in the 18 to 20 range. And then avocado oil, coconut oil, olive oil, they all have anywhere from 4 to 8% natural SPF. So unless and again, this one's kind of controversial, I will say. There's a theory, and Snopes and AP fact checker will all say that this has been debunked. But again, conspiracy mama over here, as soon as they say it's been debunked, I'm like, well, that means it's true. But again, the wearing sunglasses, you're telling your body that you're in sight, so your melanocytes don't need to produce those protective, the protective thing. I will tell you, I used to burn. I'm fairly fair. I'm English Irish. I could get dark by the end of the summer, and I tried. I was like a tan. Everybody wanted a tan when I was in the 70s, right? So, I mean, now I can go out all day in the sun and not even get a little bit pink. I just get a little bit brown. I do the coconut. I don't even do the red raspberries and the carrot seed oils. I do the SPF 8s, the coconut oil is kind of my go-to. And the other thing that nobody talks about how to protect your skin is with your diet, right? What you eat is so important. And I don't eat crap. I eat a really, really, really clean, I'm not vegan or keto or anything. I eat lean, healthy, organic meat. I eat tons of vegetables, tons of fruit. I don't eat processed food, and I don't burn.
Well, that's amazing. But when you were talking there, I remember my mother, when she was younger, she's like, we used to just put vegetable oil or coconut oil and we'd just go out and lie in the sun for hours. And no one viewed it as a big deal. But now when you're talking oils, the skincare industry is like, oh, no, there's nothing worse for you. You need the SPF 50 at least to go out to avoid getting skin cancer. I mean, this is just something that society has been telling us over and over again, pushed by industry looking to sell a product, and retail stores where there's huge islands in the middle of aisles with just all of this sort of sunscreen. But if the sun doesn't directly cause melanoma, which is the most serious sort of skin cancer. What can you do to protect yourself against it? A lot of it probably is genetics, but what are steps you can take to avoid skin cancer?
So again, the deadly one, the melanoma, think of it like any other cancer. Think of it like lung cancer. Think of it, like a biliary duct cancer. It is all the toxins and everything that's in our processed food, all the junk, that it is the toxin exposure, the really bad diet, the sedentary, right? We're not moving our body. Anything that's healthy for you is going to reduce your risk of the deadly skin cancers. And it is going to take a really long time for people to unlearn melanoma sun. It's like, why would they lie to us? Why would they say that the sun causes cancer when it actually prevents it? Like, remember what I told you about it is as bad as smoking to completely shun the sun entirely, right? So that's a hard thing to unlearn. But again, the non-deadly cancers, the 99.9% survival rate cancers can be exacerbated by sun exposure. And also there's the beauty element, right? Like sunlight can still damage your skin. You don't want to go out from, noon to 3 every single day. And it's when you get into that sunburn, as opposed, there's a difference between sun exposure and sunburn, right? If you're burning constantly, you're very fair. Your diet is junk. You're not doing the other kind of healthy stuff. Maybe you're wearing your sunglasses. Again, that one's just a theory, but I believe it. But early morning and late afternoon sunlight where there's very little risk of burning, fantastic for you. Get as much of that as you can. You should have that every single day without sun, without clothing and something in between you and that amazing sun. I mean, the sun it's how our bodies synthesize and absorb vitamin D, right? Low levels of vitamin D implicated in every disease you can think of, in all of your cancers, in your heart diseases. We need that vitamin D. We need not have something blocking it from getting in through our largest organ.
Well, I mean, I think there's just anecdotal evidence. We've experienced a lot of rain here in Washington, D.C., multiple days of rain where you don't even see the sun. And just getting out into the sunshine or having a sunny day makes us all feel better. Just from an attitudinal perspective, it's a level of happiness, I think. And then that's why people have, these sun lamps in their homes and whatnot. What do you say to, there's a lot of aesthetic reasons as well as mood reasons for people to go to tanning beds or to have this artificial sun substitute. Kind of what is your theory on that? Healthy, unhealthy?
Tanning beds are worse than, that is god awful. Please no, that is like getting it direct, the worst of the worst. It's probably worse than the chemical stuff. But you said something really interesting. Like it is not just, a sunshiny day makes us happy. It is in the olden days before, Rockefeller kind of hijacked medicine and everything went allopathic when we used to be more naturopathic. Hospitals actually had solariums. They had sunrooms. It was a treatment option to get people sun so that you wouldn't just be convalescing in a dark hospital room, right? They understood how important this was. So, tanning beds, self-tanners, also not great. I know we all like the look of that, but again, body's largest organ, when you look at that jar that I used to be an addict, I was an addict, it turns green. Would you pour that into your spleen? Would you pour that into your eye socket? Like your skin really is going to absorb anything you put on it. So think really carefully about what you're going to put on it, and don't avoid the sun. I don't know.
Well, thank you, Jenna. Thank you so much for joining me today. This was a very informative conversation. And, it all comes down to doing doing things naturally, right? And not buying into kind of what big pharma or the industry tells us. It's simple solutions. It's common sense. It's what our parents and grandparents did. And it works and it is effective. So thank you so much for joining me.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.